heard of cheap houses, you've heard of ghost towns, but did you know there are towns in America literally giving away land in 2025? Yep, you can still snag free dirt. And no, this isn't a monopoly board. These towns are dangling free plots like it's Black Friday for real estate. But of course, there's a catch. Maybe you've got to build, or you've got to commit. And in some cases, you've got to swear on your grandmother's recipe book that you'll actually live there for a few years. So buckle up. We're going through 15 towns practically giving away land right now. And if you've ever dreamed of owning a house without selling a kidney, this list is your golden ticket. Number 15. We kick off our countdown in Claremont, Minnesota. And let's be real, this town isn't exactly drowning in applicants. The deal for this town comes with income caps. Less than $84,200 for a family of 2, less than $104,000 for a family of 3. Basically, they want middle-income families to plant roots here. The issue is that interest has been slow. The free land program hasn't exactly lit up like a TikTok trend. But that could be your advantage. Less competition, more chances to grab a lot. Claremont's population is modest, the growth sluggish, but sometimes the underdog towns end up being the smartest long-term plays. If you want to be the new neighbor who turns the tide, Claremont is waiting. At number 14, it's Loop City, Nebraska. Here, the game is simple. Drop a $1,000 deposit and you get it back once your house is built. That's it. This small town is peaceful, quiet, and starting to grow again. The bonus here is that you're not stranded. You get that sweet balance of rural calm without being too far off the grid. It's not flashy, it's not dramatic. But for anyone who wants a low-risk shot at free land with a refund waiting at the end, Loop City delivers. Taking the number 13 spot is Mankato, Kansas, a town of about 900 people who actually want to know your name, your dog's name, and probably what you had for breakfast. The rules are clear. Build a house of at least 1,200 square feet and start construction within 6 months. The lots sit close to schools, hospitals, restaurants, and shops, so you're not cut off from everyday needs. Mankato is the kind of place where community isn't just a buzzword. If you're after free land and want neighbors who'll genuinely wave at you, then this is probably your jam. Coming in at 12, Osborne, Kansas keeps it modern. Want to see your free lot without leaving the couch? They'll give you a virtual tour. Here's the deal. Pay a $500 deposit that will be refunded after you build. Start construction within 12 months and move in within 24 months. With around 1,500 people, Osborne offers a classic small-town lifestyle with outdoorsy perks like fishing, hiking, and biking. It's a simple program with low barriers, making it a pretty smooth entry point into the free land club. Number 11 is Lincoln, Kansas, a town that knows how to sweeten the deal. Their free home site program puts you near a baseball park, a golf course, and shopping centers. This isn't just about filling empty dirt. Lincoln has invested heavily in the subdivision, aiming for a vibrant community rather than a patchwork of houses. If you want amenities right outside your front door, Lincoln's Freeland program is a no-brainer. Breaking into the top 10, Agate, Colorado goes all in on agriculture. The town has 60 acres set aside for people willing to grow crops or raise livestock. But this deal comes with a twist. You've got to donate part of your harvest or profits to the Meadowlark Cooperative. Plus, you're on the hook for construction cost. Still, Agate is only an hour from Denver, and with median housing around $395,900 in the area, grabbing free farmland here is like winning a mini lottery. If you've dreamed of farming without crushing debt, this is your chance. At number 9, we've got Plainville, Kansas, once called Paradise Flats, and honestly, that's still a vibe. Here's the deal with Plainville. You get lots about 155 by 93 feet, but you'll need to put down a refundable $500 deposit. Once you've got the lot, you've got 18 months to build. With a population of about 2,000 and the Webster Reservoir and State Park nearby, Plainville offers outdoor perks along with free land. It's not quite paradise, but it comes close. Number 8 belongs to La Villa, Texas. This town tried free land back in the early 2000s, but the program stalled thanks to poor infrastructure. And now they're back at it, with 91 plots available. The rules are simple. You'll still pay property taxes, and there's a 5-year lease that penalizes you if you sell too soon. But La Villa, calling itself a small city with a big heart, has around 1,200 people and is eager for growth. If you like Texas living and want to join a community actively rebooting, La Villa's worth a look. At number 7, we shift to Flagler, Colorado. This deal isn't for your dream home. It's for your dream business. Flagler has about 480 lots earmarked for commercial use, and how much land you get depends on how many jobs you'll create. If you want a big slice, you better bring big employment numbers. The population of Flagler is 650 people, but don't underestimate them. With rail and airport access nearby, this town is serious about attracting new businesses. If you're an entrepreneur, Flagler's got the dirt. Number 6 takes us to Beatrice, Nebraska, the town that revived the spirit of 1862 with its own Homestead Act of 2010. Here's how it works. Build within a year. Live there for at least 3 years. Start with a building permit. Beatrice isn't a tiny dot on the map. It has about 12,000 residents, sits on the Big Blue River, and has acres of farmland. The program started slow but has gained traction as people realize this is the real deal. Free land in a well-established community. At number 5, New Richland, Minnesota is here to prove that small towns can punch way above their weight. With a population of around 1,200 people, it's not huge, but compared to some of the towns further up this list, it feels practically bustling. Think of it like a slightly larger fish in a very cozy pond. So, what's the deal? The program gives you an 86 by 133-foot lot, totally free, with one catch. You've got to start building within a year of getting the deed. No land hoarding, no waiting until 2030 to decide if you really feel like breaking ground. This is a community that wants growth now, not someday. And here's the kicker. New Richland isn't one of those places where you'll snag free land and then wonder what to do with it. This town is surprisingly self-sufficient. With nearly 100 small businesses, the local economy is stable enough that you won't feel like you've moved to a ghost village. You've got mom-and-pop shops, services, and enough local events to keep your calendar filled. From annual town festivals to seasonal celebrations, there's always something happening. Location-wise, New Richland sits in southern Minnesota, where big city amenities aren't completely out of reach. You get the balance of rural life with an escape hatch to urban Minnesota if you crave culture, concerts, or pro sports. The pros are obvious. Free land, a larger-than-average small-town population, and an existing economy with businesses already humming along. What about the cons, though? Well, if you're someone who needs nightlife until 2 a.m. or a Trader Joe's within walking distance, this isn't it. It's small-town America with all the charm and all the limitations. Winters here are also no joke. You'll get real Minnesota snow. But for families, retirees, or even remote workers who want affordability with actual amenities, New Richland delivers. Free land is just the opening offer. The real selling point is that you won't feel like you're missing out on life while cashing in on the deal. At number 4, Marne, Iowa proves that sometimes the little guys can make the biggest noise. This is one of those places where the free land program didn't just sit on a government website unnoticed, it blew up. When lots were announced, the town's phones rang off the hook. It was like Ticketmaster on Taylor Swift Day. Everybody wanted in. But why the hype? For starters, Marne sits in southwest Iowa, within 45 minutes to an hour of both Omaha, Nebraska, and Des Moines, Iowa. That's a strategic spot. You get the quiet, small-town lifestyle, but you're close enough to commute or at least dip into bigger job markets, shopping, and entertainment. For a town trying to revive itself, that kind of location is a major asset. Population-wise, Marne is tiny, but that's exactly why they started giving away land in the first place, to reverse the decline. And it's working. Interest in the program shows that people aren't just intrigued. They're actually willing to pack up and give Marne a shot. New residents are trickling in, and the sense of a community reboot is real. The deal itself is straightforward. You get free land, but you've got to build. They don't want empty lots gathering weeds. They want homes, families, and a community. That's what makes Marne stand out. It's not about handing out land for PR. It's about actively reshaping the future of the town. The upside is you're buying into a small but determined place where momentum is actually happening. But the downside here is you'll need to be comfortable with limited local amenities and a town that's still finding its new identity. But if you want to be part of a success story in the making, Marne is that rare little town where free land is more than a gimmick. It's a spark that's lighting the fire of revival. Taking the bronze medal at number 3, Marquette, Kansas shows us how to do free land the tough love way. This isn't the kind of place where you get land and then sit on it for 5 years deciding whether to finally build. Nope. Marquette's got rules, and they're serious. The deal is, once you get your plot, you've got 120 days, that's 4 months, to start building. And you can't just throw up a shack and call it a day. You've got to complete at least 1,000 square feet within 12 months. It's basically a speed run with your dream home as the prize. But here's why this strict approach works. People actually do it. Marquette has seen its population grow thanks to this program, and new homes are going up instead of empty promises. It's proof that if you set clear rules, people will follow through. The town itself is charmingly small, but not so small you'll feel stranded. It sits in central Kansas, surrounded by countryside, but close enough to bigger cities that you're not cut off. You get the peace of rural living with access to urban necessities when you need them. You'll be part of a program that's proven successful, in a community that genuinely wants you there. The rules might feel strict, but they're designed to protect the town's investment. They don't just want residents on paper. They want people living, working, and thriving in Marquette. However, if you're a procrastinator, this might not be your best bet. The clock starts ticking the second you get your lot. And while the town has its charms, don't expect skyscrapers or bustling nightlife. Still, Marquette is one of the most practical and successful free land programs out there. It's not the flashiest deal, but it's one of the most real, making it a solid choice for anyone serious about building a home and a future. Coming in hot at number 2 is Muskegon, Michigan. And let me just say, this is where free land goes big league. Unlike most of the towns on this list handing out residential plots, Muskegon's offer is all about industrial and commercial property. We're talking about the Michigan Renaissance Zones, special areas where the city will hand over land for businesses that meet their goals. And it's not just free dirt. The perks are layered. You get lower utility rates, tax breaks, and infrastructure that's already in place. For a business owner, this is like getting VIP access to economic development heaven. The catch is you've got to bring something to the table. The city isn't giving away prime land for you to sit on it. You need to create jobs, fit the city's vision, and actually contribute to Muskegon's growth. The city itself is no tiny hamlet. Muskegon is a full-fledged community with Lake Michigan beaches, cultural festivals, and a vibrant local scene. The location makes it a hub for tourism in summer and an attractive place for businesses year-round. With a population north of 37,000 in the city proper and nearly 175,000 in the metro area, Muskegon offers a customer base and workforce that small rural towns just can't. The pros are clear: serious business incentives, a large community, and one of Michigan's most underrated lakefront cities. But this isn't for everyone. If you're looking to build a little house with a white picket fence, Muskegon's program isn't for you. This is for entrepreneurs, startups, and established businesses looking to expand. Muskegon lands in the runner-up spot because while it's not a traditional free home program, the scale, location, and incentives make it one of the most valuable opportunities on the list. And here it is, number 1, Buffalo, New York. Okay, technically it's not free, it's $1, but let's be honest, that's cheaper than a vending machine Coke. Through the Urban Homestead program, Buffalo sells vacant land and even houses for $1. The rules are strict. You'll need to renovate, invest, and actually live there. You can't just buy it and flip it tomorrow. The program is designed to fight blight, repopulate neighborhoods, and turn abandoned properties into thriving homes. And the payoff is you're not just moving to some tiny town in the middle of nowhere. Buffalo is a thriving city with more than 270,000 residents, a redeveloped waterfront, a growing economy, and a cultural identity that's stronger than ever. And did I mention? It's only 20 miles from Niagara Falls, one of the most famous natural wonders in the world. Buffalo isn't just offering free or practically free land. It's offering you a shot at becoming part of a major city's revival story. Sure, you'll have to put in the work, but if you're willing to roll up your sleeves, you can own property in a city on the rise for the price of a candy bar. That's why Buffalo takes the crown. No other deal has the same combination of urban opportunity, cultural weight, and sheer jaw-dropping affordability. For $1, Buffalo is practically daring you to say no. So there you have it, 15 towns giving away land in 2025. From Kansas farming plots to Michigan business zones, from Nebraska's Modern Homestead Act to Buffalo's $1 bargain bins, these are real deals with real catches. Are you going to get land without conditions? Nope. Every town wants you to commit, to build, to stay. But if you're ready to roll up your sleeves, these programs are proof that in 2025, America still has places where land comes cheap or free. And hey, who knows? You might end up in a new home, a new town, and a new life, all because you said yes to a free lot.